Hello everyone and welcome to grade 9 lessons. Before we begin, please prepare the following things. First, open your coursebook to page 68. Open your workbook to page 57. Prepare your pen and papers. Look at the photos. What do you think happened? The first photo. Look at the shape. What makes the shape that you can see in this picture lift up over the buildings? Look at the next photo. What makes the huge mess that is shown in this picture? Great. It is a natural disaster which is called tsunami. So our lesson today is about tsunami. Now, look at the text. Before we begin reading the text, we are going to explain some new vocabulary. So look at the title of the text. What are tsunamis? Why do they happen? So this is the text that we are going to deal. But before we begin with the text, we are going to explain some new words. The first new word is eruption. What do we mean by eruption? Eruption means when a volcano starts to throw up lava. When lava comes out of a volcano, we call it eruption. We say that this volcano erupted in 1996. So erupted, that means lava began to come up. The next word, ripples. What do you mean by ripples? Ripples means small waves. For example, if you throw a stone into water, this will make ripples. I like to throw a stone into water because I like to see the ripples. The next word is disturbances. So what do you mean by disturbances? Disturbances means interruption of water calmness. Something will happen similar to the previous example when we throw a stone. So this stone interrupted the calmness of water. We say it disturbed the water. So disturbance means to interrupt the water calmness or make movement. Here in the paragraphs, we have the word radiating out. Radiating out means spreading. So, for example, I say coronavirus is radiating quickly. It began in China, it moved to Italy, then Iran. So it is radiating quickly. Shallow. What do you mean by shallow? Shallow means of a little depth. Look at the picture. Here water is very deep, but when we come close to the coast, water will be a little deep. That means it will be shallow. So here we say shallow water. That means it's not deep. I say, for example, I prefer to swim in the shallow water because I'm afraid of sinking. Enormously. What do you mean by enormously? Enormously, actually, it is an adverb. And the word enormous means very big. So huge. Look at this dinosaur. We say this dinosaur is huge. Okay? And enormously is an adverb. And as you know that the adverb describes the verb. So we say enormously That means to a very great degree. I can go back to the first example here. When I use radiating out, we say coronavirus is radiating out enormously. That means to a great degree. Every day we hear about new places that are affected by corona. Washed away. The word washed away here, look, buildings may be washed away and boats may be lifted and moved inland. So washed away means to carry away. Look here at this picture. We say this car is washed away by the flood. Washed away. That means carried away. Now, let's begin the reading task. But before we begin the reading task, let's watch the video, and that will help us to understand the reading task. Let's watch together. I hope that you understand the video. You are going to understand it more after you read this one. Here, read the sentences below, then read the text. Put the sentences in the correct places, or place, in the text. Here we have three sentences, sentence A, B, and C. And also we have three paragraphs, paragraph 1, 2, and 3. You are going to match the sentences from A to C with paragraphs from 1 to 3. Look, here all these sentences are topic sentences. That means you have to put them at the beginning of the paragraphs, not at the end or in the middle. So be careful with that. I'll give you 2 minutes to do this task. Be careful again. These sentences are at the beginning of the paragraphs. Great, good job. If you say that C is related to paragraph 1, that's great. Imagine throwing a stone into a lake. What happens? Usually, you see ripples radiating out from where the stone disturbed the water. So here, C related to paragraph number 1. If you say that B related to paragraph number 2, that's great, because here talking about the ripples that end up as tsunamis usually comes from much larger disturbances. So here the disturbances explained that these disturbances can be caused by an earthquake, etc. Now the last one is sentence A. Sentence A talks about the percentage of the earthquake and the relationship between the size of earthquake and the distance that the wave can travel. So the bigger the earthquake or eruption, the farther the wave will be. What does that mean? It means that if the earthquake is big, the wave will travel far. So there is a relationship between the size of the earthquake and the distance that this wave travel. Now here also we complete step by step talking about the results of the waves. Now the question here in exercise number 2, how did you decide on the correct place for the missing sentences in the text? That means on which thing you depend to match the sentences with the paragraphs. As I said earlier, that all these sentences are what? Are topic sentences. Great. So the topic sentence tells us what is the paragraph about. So of course we have read the paragraph and we highlighted the main idea of the paragraph, and we go back to the sentences because we will relate the topic sentence from the paragraph to the sentence itself. So as I said, that topic sentences is one thing that we depend on to match the sentences. The second thing that we depend on, yes, it is the ideas order or consequences. The order of ideas. When we talk about a fact or anything, we follow some steps. Look here, for example, the bigger the earthquake or eruption, the farther the wave will travel. In this sentence, this is the first step where we talk about the results of or the effect of waves. Here, look, this is the first one, and look, here is the second one. When they reach the shallow coastal water, this is the second step. What will happen? The height of the waves can increase enormously. This is the third step. Then what happened? This can cause the destruction of coastal towns, villages, and farmland. This is the fourth step. And then buildings may be washed away and boats may be lifted and moved inland. So look, this fact that is produced or given by the text follow specific steps. That's why we relate this sentence with paragraph number 3. At the end we can say, and to sum up, we say topic sentences and ideas order are the things that we depend on or we could decide on the correct place of the missing sentences in the text. Next. Read the text again quickly. Find 2 things that can cause tsunami and give definitions of tsunami. Actually, this is the answer of the title. Look at the title. What are tsunamis and why do they happen? So here you are going to read the text again and answer the title. Answer the questions here in bold. I'll give you 1 minute to read the text again and find the answer. Find 2 reasons of tsunami and also try to summarize the definition of tsunami. Okay. Now, as you can see here, these disturbances can be caused by an earthquake or volcanic eruption. Earthquake and volcanic eruption. So the main reason or cause of tsunami is the earthquake and the volcanic eruption. Great, good job. Now, what do you think? What is a tsunami? Great. Tsunami are great waves made because of an earthquake or volcanic eruption, travel and reach the coast, and it can be dangerous because it hits the coast and villages and buildings. As you can see here, this caused the destruction of coastal towns, villages, and farmland. So, tsunamis are very dangerous. My dear students, here we have a great question. Do you have in your mind some ways to protect us from tsunamis? How can we protect ourselves from tsunamis? Do you have some solution for that? As you know that tsunami is a very dangerous natural disaster and it kills thousands of people when it happens. Do you have any solution for that? If you have, please write it in your paper. Okay. Now go to workbook page 57, lesson 8 and 9. Look at the vocabularies in the box. I have explained them earlier. Eruptions, tsunami, washed away, disturbances. Eruption related to volcano. Tsunami is the topic of our lesson. Washed away means carried out or carried away. Disturbances means interruption, especially with water. Now you have 4 sentences. Complete the sentences with words from the box. I'll give you 1 minute to complete. Good job. Great. Now, tsunami usually result from large undersea. So, large undersea, large underwater. Yes, great. Disturbances. So, that means the interruption of undersea, interruption of water undersea, making movement undersea. After tsunami, many buildings are. What will happen to buildings after tsunami? Great, good job. They will be washed away. So, many buildings are washed away. Underwater volcanic. What is the thing that describe or one adjective related to volcano? A word related to volcano. Great, good job. It is eruption. So one characters of volcano is the eruption. Volcano, eruption. So underwater volcanic eruptions. Great, good job. Now, Japanese word. Of course, it is tsunami. So what does that mean in Japan? What does tsunami mean in Japan? Do you know? Yes, great. Tsunami means great wave in Japan. So tsunami is a Japanese word which means great wave. Now, at the end of this lesson, we are going to write an article. What is it about? It is about the person in the picture. Look at the picture and write an imaginary. Imaginary, that means fiction. It's not real. Imaginary. Just imagine and write. Write your own article about the photo for a magazine. Use the prompts. Use the prompts that mean if you answer these questions, you can create some information to write about, or these information are important to know in your article. So, who is this man? You may say he is a fisherman, or he is a tourist or worker. Where is he? You have to mention the place. You may say, or you can say, he is on the coast, or he is standing next to his house, or he is in the city. In the city? Yes, in the city. But this city hit by a tsunami. That's why tsunami is very dangerous, and it is a natural disaster. What has happened? You can say a flood hit the place, or a war was there, or an earthquake, or even tsunami. How does he feel? Look at his face, or imagine that you were in his place. If you were this man, how would you feel? Tired, or sad, or scared, or miserable, or lost? Tell me in your article. What is he going to do? What do you think? Is he going to travel, move and leave this place? Is he going to search for someone, search for food, search for organizations to help him? Is he going to fix his home, car, something like that? Is he going to help others? So write your article here in this space. We go back to the earlier exercise in course book when I say you have to write a topic sentence before you begin any paragraph. Look, this is an article. An article actually contains lots of paragraphs. So introduction, paragraph 1, paragraph 2, paragraph 3, and so each paragraph should contain a topic sentence. After the topic sentence, you have to give or support your topic sentence with details. We call them supporting details. So, topic sentence, give idea, explain the idea, give examples. So this is the article. Now, according to this, you have to write an article similar to magazine article, similar to magazine report. Give this man a name and talk about him. Short article. At this point, we reach to the end of our lesson. I hope you understand everything in this lesson, and thank you for watching, and goodbye.